There's a Chinese proverb that says, "A cup of tea a day will certainly starve the doctor." It's true that tea has many health benefits for the body, but we all know that tea is also a sure remedy for the mind and spirit. My parents would have not one, but 2 thermoses of hot water, ready to make tea after a meal or throughout the day and for impromptu guests, because you never know who is stopping by for a visit. Today, I'll show you a variety of ways to enjoy tea as a beverage and as a versatile ingredient. Green tea ice cream is an irresistible treat. The subtle grassy notes of green tea complement this rich and creamy frozen delight. This is ice cream for a sophisticated palate. Have you ever wanted to learn a Chinese tea ceremony? Or maybe you just want to brush up on the basics? I'll demonstrate this elegant tradition in a way that will have you appreciating the subtle grace and the deep meaning of this important tradition. A tea egg is a traditional savory snack that infuses a hard-boiled egg with the aromatic spices of anise and cinnamon. And don't forget the beautiful flavor of black tea, which also leaves behind that signature lattice pattern. Tea has been an important part of Chinese culture for thousands of years. And I'll show you that tea still has a special place in day-to-day life, whether it's an age-old tradition or a modern twist. So start that kettle and brew yourself a cup. As we say, cheers to tea. Everybody loves ice cream, but not everybody can have ice cream. That's why today we're gonna make a dairy-free version. We're gonna have green tea ice cream by starting off with 2 cups of sliced frozen bananas. I'm gonna toss these in. Then we're gonna add about 1/2 cup of coconut cream. And if you can't find coconut cream, just buy a can of coconut milk and scrape off that really creamy goodness on the top. And time to add our key ingredient, 1/2 teaspoon of matcha green tea powder. Lid on. And now we're gonna blend this until it's extra creamy smooth. If it doesn't seem like it's moving, you may have to mix it around a little bit with a spatula. So while I continue to blend this to extra creamy goodness, let's talk about some other teas that you can drink and also cook with. Oolong tea is a traditional Chinese tea. It translates into black dragon tea, and it's made by drying the leaves in the sun, then rolling and twisting and curling the leaves after oxidation. When brewing oolong tea, it's stronger and heavier than other teas. Oolong tea used to be found only in Asian supermarkets. Now it can be found anywhere. You can drink oolong tea with anything. For breakfast, lunch, dinner, it's a great treat for the whole family. Yellow tea is very hard to make, so it's very rare, and it's fabulous for tea lovers and enthusiasts. It's in the same category as white tea because it has very light oxidation. The goal is to get rid of that grassy smell of green tea. It's sweeter and milder than green tea with a refreshing aftertaste. Green tea originated in China and it's harvested about 3 times a year. It has a lot of antioxidants, amino acids, and enzymes that benefit your health. There are many different varieties that can taste light and fresh, to green and grassy, or even floral and a little bitter. I love having green tea in the morning with dim sum. It is ready. Can't wait to try this. Now, if you want the consistency to be less runny, you could put it in the freezer to freeze a little bit, but if you're okay with a softer ice cream, almost like soft serve, then you can eat it right away. Get rid of this. Now we're gonna just quickly garnish with some shredded coconut. And since this is green tea ice cream, we'll garnish with a little bit of some matcha green tea. Wow, just in a matter of minutes, you can have your very own dairy-free green tea ice cream. Tea drinking in China is like a ritual. It's an art form. That's why today I'm going to go through all the steps you need to know on how to perform a tea ceremony. You can do this at any time of day after a meal or just with a group of friends. Then you can sit around and really savor and appreciate the tea you're drinking. So we start off with boiling some water to heat up these cups here. I'm going to get some special tongs here so we're not touching the cups. While the cups are warming up, let's talk a little bit about the quality of teapots. So right here I've got one, and you'll see that I'm just going to jiggle this lid a little bit so you can kind of hear it, right? It doesn't fit in that great. That's why there's this ribbon holding it on. So I'm going to show you this teapot here, and we'll do the same thing with the lid. And you'll notice that there's a little bit of jiggle, not a lot. So a very high quality good teapot is made with the lid to fit perfectly and very snugly. Today we're going to use this one because it's got a tea pitcher to match. We're going to warm this up. We also need to warm up this tea pitcher, so I'm just gonna bring that in. So you notice I spilled a lot of water, but it's okay because this tray underneath has a hose connecting and it'll filter the water out. And this, I'm just gonna warm this up. And this little sculpture here is the water deity. So if you have any leftover water, you just wanna put a little bit on top of him. The cup should be warmed up. Ooh, slippery. And now we're gonna pour in some tea. Just gonna grab our tea scooper. Grab some tea here. And now we're gonna fill this with water. You may need to grab this little scoop here just to remove any air bubbles and any excess. And now we're just gonna wait about 30 seconds to a minute. And you'll know it's ready when you see some water here in the spout. It looks like it's almost dribbling, and then it'll suck back in a little bit. When the tea leaves expand, they're being rehydrated, so that's why the water is gonna go back into the pot. but we're not gonna drink the first pour anyways. It's really more for smelling the tea. So we're gonna start. Don't forget your little strainer here to get any tea leaf bits. And the reason why you pour it into this tea pitcher is to, one, strain it, and also when you're serving up the tea, everybody gets the equal quality of strength, the strengthness and the aroma of the tea. But since we're not drinking this one, just smelling, any excess can be poured over your sculpture here, even to warm up this teapot. Whoa, looks like we got some good luck there. So the water god sculpture just spouted a little bit of water out. That's for good luck. You can sit for hours, all afternoon, just like pouring water over this, and eventually, who knows when it'll happen, but he'll just squirt out a little bit of water back at you, and you're like, yes, that is good luck. Good luck. So that just happened, so this is a good omen. And now we are going to flip these teacups over top. And this is a delicate job. We're gonna hold this still here and flip it. This is where you gotta have some good hand-eye coordination. And then you're gonna present it to your guest, which they'll take, both hands, and then slowly, gently remove the snifter and smell. So this is only for smelling. It smells really good. A little grassy. Yes. So we don't drink this, we're just gonna dump this out because it's really the second pot that you wanna drink. We're gonna heat some more water up and refill this pot. Just gonna wait about 30 seconds to a minute. Just time it out, chit chat, have a few snacks. Okay, put the strainer back on. Here's our second pour. We do the same thing. We're gonna pour it into the snifter. Don't forget this little guy. He needs some loving too. And the cups go over. Three, two, one. Three, two, one. And as a guest, you want to grab the cup with two hands, like this. Gently lift this. We don't have to smell it anymore, but you can if you want. You want to make sure that you drink this in 3 sips. The first one, very small. The second one, bigger. And the third and final sip, you have to drink all of the tea. For that last final aroma, you really taste the tea this time. The tea in this pot can be brewed several times, and once you're done, as a good host, you want to show off the tea leaves. Show them off to your guest. If they're polite, and they should be, they'll tell you, wow, that was amazing tea. Oh, I very much admire your tea leaves. Very good quality. It was delicious. Thank you so much for sharing this with me. And that will end any traditional Chinese tea ceremony. When you think of tea, you think of just drinking it. But with all those amazing, crazy flavors, you can use tea to infuse food. So that's why today I'm Shannon. She's a tea sommelier. She's gonna join us to make some tea eggs. Because tea eggs is a very traditional Chinese snack that you have about 2 to 3 p.m. in the afternoon. And we're gonna start with 6 eggs. So we're gonna put those eggs in here and boil them for about 1 to 2 minutes. Should I put the lid on or off?
I do the lid on.
Okay, sounds good. We had the eggs cooking for about 3 minutes. We strained them and now they're cooled and we're ready for the next exciting part. Are you excited?
I am.
So we've got these spoons here. So you'd say smaller is better?
I'd say not too heavy of a spoon and just
Okay.
a good tap.
Okay. So we don't want any of the shell to fall off. And why are we doing this?
This opens the shell up so the egg can absorb the fusion that we'll make with the tea and the other ingredients.
Okay, next. So fun! So tasty. And Shannon, how did you learn about tea eggs?
Actually, a lady in my tea class taught me about them. She was from China and she shared them with us.
Oh,
It was
nice.
wonderful.
Do you want to get the last one or
Okay.
shall I?
Give it up.
Well, you're fast. Thanks. So now that the eggs are cracked, we're gonna put them into a pot of water. And now we're ready for these special ingredients. So what do we have there?
This is soy sauce.
Okay, so we're gonna put in 3 to 4 tablespoons of soy sauce. And up next, it looks like we've got some tangerine peel.
Tangerine or orange or lemon you could use.
Okay, so 3 to 4 pieces. What's next?
This is star anise.
Okay, so 3 to 4 of
3 or
these.
4, sure.
And what's this gonna add to the flavor, the star anise?
Star anise is a little bit of a licorice flavor.
Okay. And, oh, yes, very popular cinnamon stick.
1 cinnamon stick.
And our star ingredient.
Is a black tea.
Okay,
Has a stronger flavor and also gives us that color depth that we're looking for.
okay. So this is about 1 tablespoon.
Looks great.
I think we forgot something. Some salt and pepper. So we need 1 teaspoon.
About a teaspoon of salt.
I think that's about right. Okay. And how about that pepper?
About a 1/4 teaspoon of cracked black pepper.
Is that all right?
Looks good.
Okay. And now that we have to simmer it, how long do you recommend?
I would give it a good 2 hours. Some people do it even overnight.
Overnight? So slow cooker would be best?
Slow cooking.
I imagine you'd have to make a really big batch if you're putting all this time. So Shannon, why do we have to simmer it for so long?
Just to get that flavor and the color into the egg and to have it absorb what's
Okay,
there.
excellent. So the longer the better.
The longer the better, the more flavor you'll have.
Okay, that's good to know. So I guess we'll just wait. The eggs have been simmering for 3 hours now. We cooled them a little bit and they're ready to be plated. Thanks for grabbing the bowl.
No problem. Those look great.
Just grab a spoon here. That smells amazing in here. So much color in here. It's gonna be so beautiful, so pretty.
So these will have a little bit of a smoky flavor, a little bit of that licorice from the star anise. That'd be wonderful.
They look so beautiful, but what do you think? Do you think we should
I
check
think we-
one?
I think we have to. I think we have to
Okay,
know
let's
how they
check
look.
one. How about this one?
Sounds good.
Best way to break them open? Just
Yeah.
tag team effort. Maybe I'll just hold it down for you.
Look at that color.
Oh my goodness, it's so pretty.
There we go.
That was good teamwork. Whoa, I like that there's a dark spot there. That looks gorgeous, gorgeous.
Great.
I can't wait to bite into that egg. We did such an amazing job. Shannon, thanks for coming on and helping me make these.
Thanks for having me here.
See, tea isn't just for drinking. It's for infusing all that flavor into these Chinese tea eggs. In my family, tea is just offered to everybody that comes through our door. It doesn't have to be fancy. It's just a nice beverage rather than just offering plain water. Get a nice tall tumbler of tea with just a sprinkling of a little bit of leaves. I love green tea ice cream for its fullness, that little kick of caffeine too, and that hint of green that's so pretty. And the bonus is that this version is dairy-free. Because tea has so many different flavors, you really want to take the time out to sit down and take all that in, and that's why the tea ceremony is so important. Take that time out, really savor, enjoy the company of friends, and also the flavor and aroma of the tea. When you eat a tea egg, it's a little savory, there's a little hint of black licorice from the star anise, little kick of cinnamon, so a little sweetness and a little smokiness from the tea as well. Whenever a guest comes over, they usually bring some oranges or fruit or something, and in return, you have them sit down in the living room, boil a pot of tea, offer a few snacks, and then the conversation just flows from there.